champ. However, if you take those traits and put them into trading, educational content and educational information that's out there as well, like, you know, the access to information on that side of things also, yet we still don't see a change in those statistics in terms of, you know, profitable traders and not.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
What does that tell you? I think that the markets are the best teacher, and I think that we do our best learning on a walk-forward basis. So if you're determined to accelerate your learning, reading more books and taking more courses is not the answer. It's okay to take one course. It's okay to, you know, I love the old books that were written, you know, 100 years ago. I mean, you can't beat Schabacher in terms of basic technical analysis, you know, or I don't know, Edwards and McGee. You know, what more is there to say after that? You really
just tell me in the comment section where you're streaming from.
There's trend.
Let me know exactly where you're streaming from.
Acceleration and momentum or deceleration. There, that's my classic technical analysis for you.
Whoa, I greet you, boss. Wow, it's an honor to have you, sir. Wow, wow. Thank you very much, sir.
I greet you, boss. Each day, what do I think is going to happen the next day?
Wow.
Is there a chart formation? Where would I place my buy or sell stop to initiate, if I'm going to initiate that way, on a walk forward basis? And that's
nice to have you, boss. Nice to have you, boss. Wow.
Has this little air of not as much thought.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Pretend that you
Thank you very much for joining my live stream.
Or a traditional service for somebody with your recommendations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
See what happens, and then the next day do it again, and then the next day do it again. So it's all this walk forward learning. If I gave
Thank you very much for joining my live stream. I'm just trying to do some top-down analysis on all the pairs I have on my watch list to see if we'll have some good setups for this week, some good entries this week, and also to see what price is doing. Bitcoin has fallen drastically, and we are currently in a buy on Bitcoin, but it's a little far up already, so that's why I'm not even bringing it, so that people should get in Bitcoin right now.
And to Europe close, I'm going to give it this little 2-hour window. I'm going to pick the top 3 relative strength leaders. It could be futures if you're doing that arena, or it could be stocks if you're doing that arena. And I'm only going to concentrate on catching a little continuation pattern during that very specific time frame. Now, do that for 6 months, and only then should you start to add. But everything you're learning is on a walk-forward basis, and then you see what it looks like when it does.
So guys, if you're watching me for the very first time, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. So just click on the subscribe button, and also tell me in the comment section exactly where you're streaming from. Thank you very much, boss Frank FX, Chemist Frank. It's an honor to have you in my live stream. I'm really very honored. Thank you very much.
The rest, I mean, you might pick up something here or there. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad course or a bad book. You can find something in everything, right? But this process of reading yourself silly, you know, and that's why I think that those Market Wizards books were such a smashing success. They're not teaching people, you know, how to do technical analysis or trade. They're showing that here's all these different people. They have all unique styles. They all arrived at it on their own and made it work for them. And I think people just love the thrill of seeing it done by others, you know, like knowing that you can run that sub 4-minute mile. So
it's like proof of concept. You know, it allows them to have it, almost in a sense is like being able to have an example is so powerful, because then it gives you, or at least feeds, some form of self-belief. To go off on that in terms of you know, the AI trading and sort of algos, how important as an individual trader though? How much play does intuition, or I know you didn't like that word, so I apologize. How much does that gut feeling, that intuition, how much does that play into, you know, your trading, or just generally as traders and traders you've interacted with? How much does that come into trading?
Well, I always have my homework sheet from the night before, so it's very basic too. I look to buy, look to sell, something, and then I might set up 20 different markets, and I might make trades in 3 or 5 of them, because it's very much a numbers game for me. I strongly believe in fat tails, and I strongly believe that the bulk of my profitability will come from recognizing and riding one of those, even if it's just for a day, so the markets are.
What's up, guys? If you're joining for the very first time, don't forget to show some love by subscribing. All right, so this is Bitcoin. We are looking at the Bitcoin charts right now on the weekly time frame to see if Bitcoin we should continue selling or we should be looking forward to have some buys.
How can you capture these outliers, even if it's not?
So tell me in the comment section, where are you streaming from?
Where do the larger swings come from? What are the pre-existing conditions that lead to a better move on, say, a 2-hour chart, even that type of study? So it's the intuition word. I'm the worst if it comes to intuition. I'll get it wrong every time. I'll get it wrong every time trying to analyze news or macro. Trust me, I know that. But intuition technically is a compounding of all your experience. See? So if you've been in the markets for 30, 40 years, the compounding of all the experience in the charts that you've seen over and over and over is what has created this area in your subconscious or unconscious, whatever you want to call it. And so a little bit of that bubbles up. And that's what intuition is in my definition. So there's a lot of times where I can give you a really good example because it happened today. And it'll also show you I get caught in little stuff like everybody else. For whatever reason, coffee's been having this prolonged coil, and I know better than to try and go in there and get into these dead markets until they come to life. But I was waiting for a little sign yesterday. Will it come to life? And it started on, early on coming to life. So I bought coffee and it took out the little swing high.
All right, guys. So we're watching.
This is another freaking false breakout, isn't it? Yeah, you got me again. And I just, flatten it. And it's like, okay, because that happens to me all the time. I know I'm wrong. Flatten. And then today, I wasn't really paying attention to much of anything, but I have my little quote board I'm watching, and I'm like, I'll be a son of a gun. That little frickin' market is up, $4, $4.50 when I sit down. I'm like, I know you little weasel, you know? So I didn't even have to look at a chart, because if it was going to be a test reject, it would have had continuation to the downside, all right? That's the expected price action. If something fails, you want to see it continue in the direction of the failure. Charts, they were all 10-minute delayed on this computer, So in terms of not knowing what it was going to do, but I've seen the market to me before. Sometimes they like to have that last shake of the apple tree before they then do the real move. And you see that, and if you've seen it 100 times, that's part of why it takes so long to really feel confident about trading, is just because we've seen it and learned the hard way 1,000,000 times. But then you can act with so much more confidence when you do see it.
Don't know where the market's going next? Stop worrying about your trading. Just get informed on exactly what's happening in the markets and what to expect. From Forex to futures to stocks to crypto, be on top of it all. That's why tens of thousands of traders are subscribed to my.
So looking at Bitcoin, you see this is a legendary support level. Okay, and you see price is currently reacting off that level. All right. So let's go back to the daily so that you should see how I got these levels. Or let's even go to the weekly so you see how I got these levels. And if you have any questions, right, feel free to ask me the questions in the comment section. Tell me exactly where you're streaming from, and do not forget to show some love by subscribing. Okay, so you see whenever price got to this level, there was some activity. Either it bounces and goes back to the downside, or it bounces and goes to the upside. All right, so legendary or historically, you see, this is a serious resistance and support level. Okay, and this is a smaller one below. So right now, Bitcoin has crashed all the way down to this level, but couldn't take it out. So this is more like a pullback, because the last time price created a new all-time high, that was before the Bitcoin halving. You see, price came down but did not tap on this zone. Okay, price did not get to this zone. The challenge is price came close and went all the way up. Now price, and now we are currently in a very lucrative zone where we should be looking forward to buy. Okay, so I currently have a buy position running. Now let's see on the daily what it looks like. I just want you to take a closer look on the daily. We haven't created an engulfing candlestick yet, but you see there is some bullish power here, because price has even tried and closed above and came back, still struggling to reject this resistance or this support level. So on 4 hours, it's something similar. You see, price went above, now came back, it's tapping on the level. So if this green candlestick can close above this zone, we know we are buying completely, that the buyers are dominating. All right, and that's exactly what we want to see for Bitcoin, because I'm a Bitcoin bull and I hate selling Bitcoin. So we are looking forward to see this 4 hours candlestick give us a good morning star, so that we should know that the buying pressure is there, and we should be looking forward to hold our buys all the way up, okay, to create new all-time highs, because I still believe in the bull market. I don't think the bull market is over. All right, and rotate, but Bitcoin worth $2 million 2 days back. So that's to tell you, we still believe in it.
A free newsletter that allows traders to keep up to date with the markets every single week. It doesn't matter if Trump tweets, AI stocks are pumping, or if Bitcoin drops out of the sky. Let's take a break for a minute there, guys, because I want to tell you about our sponsor, TradeZella. TradeZella is the #1 trading tool for all traders. Doesn't matter whether you're a crypto trader, futures trader, or forex trader. If you want to be a profitable trader, you need Trading Edge, and that is exactly what TradeZella does. It allows you to identify edge, maintain your edge, and optimize your edge by automating your trade journaling, in-depth analytics, back testing, and so much education and knowledge. Ability to use these frameworks without trades to capture that knowledge. Well, I think there are lots of and value from markets, and there are people who are very good at understanding markets, understanding. I do think options are a deep understanding of options and using them as an incredible tool to isolate them their edge. So I encourage people to really dive in and understand how to use options and what different positioning means. But I also encourage people to dive into understanding market structure and the flows and the knowledge of truly how markets work at their core. Just before, when we discussed that, from my understanding, market structure really looking at distribution, going to momentum, understanding how those primarily a function.
Bitcoin is looking good.
Trying to listen to what's happening, what trends and
rhythms they're hearing to try and predict what. If you really understand what's happening, you have a keyhole. A lot of those technical factors. That's the true market structure. Technical analysis is a sense of trying to sense what those things are that you don't really truly understand. So I think technical analysis is still useful if you understand what's actually happening through that keyhole, because you may not see everything that's happening, right? If you still have a keyhole, you can't see what's out of frame. All kinds of things are happening, and understanding trends and why they happen and relating those to what you're seeing then can help you project and predict. So I'm not saying technical analysis is useless, but on its own, you can often make very false assumptions because you don't have a clear understanding of the drivers and structural realities that are driving that technical trend or breakdown or different things.
If that is zero, crypto could hit zero. I think it will hit zero.
Why do you think that?
It don't exist, mate. Listen, this is what I always said about crypto, right? Imagine you're Satoshi Nakamoto, right? Probably I don't need to tell you who that is.
Yeah.
Guy who founds crypto. You make up something for free, costless to make. People are paying for it. Fuck, oh my god. The amount you've got on paid suddenly is worth like £500,000. Talk about the early days. Fuck, £500,000. £5 million maybe. But as soon as you start selling it, you might get 200 grand, 300 grand. You can't sell £5 million. What are you going to do? If it were me, I'd sell 50 grand. Advertising. Future of money, mate. Look how much it's gone up. I'd use a bit of money to stabilise the price. I might even artificially try and push up a bit, get a bit of a bubble on it. It's gone up, sell a bit more advertising. Get more kids in, sell a bit more advertising. Get more kids in, sell a bit more advertising. My whole plan would be, how much of this can I get in the hands of idiots, and how much of their money can I take? And I would just run it up, and I'd stabilise the price. And I would advertise it, and I would tell people it's the future of money, and I would tell people this is going to save the world. And if I made enough, I might think, fuck, maybe I could fund a presidential campaign. I'm going to get him in, and I'm going to make the government buy it. It's a fucking scam, man. It's the biggest fucking scam I've seen in my fucking life. And if I was Satoshi Nakamoto, just like all the other coins, my aim would be get as much of this money, of this fake money, in the hands of the world's young, hopeful men. Get them to pay me their real money. Use that to buy the stock market. Use that to buy gold. Use that to buy land. Use that to buy houses. All you would be thinking is, how can I advertise this? How can I get it out? And I know people will turn around and say, he hasn't sold it. But it's very easy to fucking short sell it. Because he can look at his account and he hasn't sold it. Short sell it. Borrow someone else's crypto and sell it. Sell derivatives. You can easily cover your exposure. You don't need to sell it. For me, if you want to do due diligence on an investment, the first thing you want to check is, does it exist? This is points on the internet. And I know people turn around and say, money is also points on the internet. Well, don't fucking invest in money then. Buy fucking real assets. Buy the stock market. Buy gold. Buy property. Buy land. Buy natural resources. That's what the rich people do. That is what the rich people do. Listen, Donald Trump, is he buying crypto or is he selling crypto?
He should be selling.
He's selling it. Follow the money, man. This guy made billions selling that. Real money. And he's going to use that real money to buy real assets. And the people that bought that crypto have lost that real money now. Just be careful what you buy.
So what's right for me or anyone else on the internet is not going to align with you, because the 22-year-old should not be betting the same amount of their wealth as the 45-year-old with 2 kids that's struggling to pay a mortgage and whatever else.
Yeah.
Millions of people invest in stocks and commodities. Thousands make a living, and only hundreds achieve their.
Can we talk about the easy money trades?
Yeah.
What would you define as an easy money trade?
So an easy money trade is what I call the free throws or the layups of trading. They might not be the sexy home run that you post on your Twitter to get all the likes, but it's the trade that's just a very reliable signal that helps you build that feedback loop. So it might be, I think for many traders, especially at SMB, we found a lot of them finding consistency with scalping and very short-term trades. Okay, maybe you've got a nice resistance level, something breaks above, you're going to be as quick as possible to buy exactly at the resistance. We scalp it out 5 cents, 8 cents, 20 cents higher.